All right, so we got our high score, we got a score, we got our lives, all that's working. So now we're going on to that space bet. So to make it a bit harder, we're going to create this bat, throwing oranges. Throwing oranges, all right. So, new sprite, animals, they got a bat. Yeah, I'm going for this dinosaur. That looks a lot dope. All right, so rotation style, left to right. And make the bat sprite move from left to right at the top of the stage forever. So it's just going to be moving back and forth. So at the beginning of the game, we're going to do the when clicked, set the size like we've done before, then do 50%, hit enter, and then a forever loop. Forever. I'm going to move 10 steps. Let's see what it's doing. And then if on edge, bounce. So that's interesting. It's just going to move 10 steps, which means either direction and on edge bounce. I'm going to click this. That's, because it's just moving in its natural direction since it's already set from left to right. Got it. That makes sense. So that's why they're asking for your rotation style to be left to right, because when you say move, it's going to be set for moving in either one of those directions, or essentially rotating in that direction. And just like they say, always remember to test your code. If you look at the bat's costume, you see it has 4 different ones. Use the next costume block to make the bat flap. Well, in our case, we're going to check costumes. Yeah, it's got multiple costumes. So in that forever loop, we're going to have it constantly changing its costume, not picking one, but just saying next costume. All right. So that's way too fast. So let's add a wait. Let's not make it 1 second, but let's make it half a second. So 0.5 seconds. Oh no. That's too slow. Because it's trying to change its costume and move 10 steps. That's now making this slow. So how about I do another loop where I'm changing the costume and it's not affecting or a step in between the move steps. So control forever and next costume and when clicked. There we go. So 2 different codes of instructions running at the same time, and neither one is obstructing the other one. Cool. So now we make the bat throw oranges. So just like we were doing with the lightning bolt, we're going to do the exact same thing with the orange. But I'm not going to make an orange because that's not dope. So add new sprite. New sprite, let's see, something like a star or a mini sun. There we go. So that sun, we're going to do the same thing we did with the lightning bolt, which is say when clicked, we're going to hide. And we're also going to set the size to be extremely smaller so you can dodge it. 25%. Then just like the lightning bolt, we're going to clone this. So we're going to say start forever, and yeah, we're just going to do forever because then it's going to be a forever loop, just like the lightning. So I'm trying to do it off the top of my head, but sometimes we can look. It's not cheating to look at other code. So we have a wait. That reminds me. Then we have the operator, which is, oh, no, it's not a wait until, it's just a wait. That's what was throwing it off. So now we exchange that with 5 to 10 to make it different than the Griffins. And we're going to create a clone. My bad. Just like the lightning, this needs to be applied to the other sprite. So I'm going to actually pull this code I started over to the bat or dinosaur. And there it is. So I'm going to go in here, delete that, and I just right click to bring up this tab, go to the bottom, delete block, or I can pull it all to the left. Go back here, and now that code I started has been copied over to the dinosaur. So in the dinosaur, I can create a clone of not myself, but the sun. And now I can go back to the sun and make sure that when a clone is created, it is moved to the bat or dang dinosaur. I can't even keep up with my own. We're going to show it because it's hidden. And then the same thing. We're going to repeat until it makes contact with the edge. So touching edge. Then until it's touching the edge, it's going to constantly move down the stage, which means -4. Now, once it's hit the bottom of the stage, it needs to do the same thing as lightning, which is delete itself. And since it's a clone, that means it's going to delete this clone. All right, let's see what happens. There we go. There we go. So made sure that code worked. And I'm going to move on to the next step, which is just like the Griffins, it's going to be waiting for a event, a broadcast. And when it receives that broadcast, it's going to make sure it clears all the clones that have been made. The last part is we're going to add another aspect to or situation in which if the spaceship gets hit by a Griffin or a Sun, it's going to give that same response that we set up before, which that code is looking long right now. So we have the wait until touching Griffin, but in this case, we're going to pull that out. And we're going to make it an either or an and, I guess an or, because not the same time. It just matters if one touches. And now we're going to grab both of the touching sprites, the Griffin and the Sun. Let me back up, make sure these things are kind of separated so they're viewable. So at the bottom, I'm actually clicking on the plus and minus of these magnifying glasses to get closer. But I'm going to clear this out a bit so you can see all of it. So now we have either situation, or if the Griffin is touching or the Sun is touching, then we lose a life, switch to the costume hit, broadcast hit, and all the clones are deleted of both the Sun and the Griffin because they're both waiting for an event, which is a broadcast received of hit, and then it deletes all the clones. Let's see if that happens. All right, bam, that's happened, and let's go for that Sun. Gotta throw that. There we go. Boom. Same thing. And lost 2 lives already. And there's that third. All right, so we have it hitting. We have Sun thrown out of this dinosaur's backside. We have Griffin, and after all the lives are depleted, the game stops. But that could look like it's freezing or glitching. So we need to add a game over screen, which is the last part.